Look at this guy. Wow.
I got hairy legs that turn that turn blonde in the sun.
Look at this guy. He loves campaigning, yeah. He's a dirty dog. He's even got his hands all over Hillary Clinton. Wow.
And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down. So it was trained and then watch the hair come back up again.
How much money would you give them to do that? Oh, he likes the gray-haired ladies too. He doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, that'll make your skin crawl. By the way, and the creepiness with younger people is even worse. The only reason I'm not going to show you that tape, and you can find it on the internet if you want, it's all over the place, is because you can see how upsetting it is to children. It's upsetting. It's unnerving even. One unintended benefit of social distancing and mask wearing, if you can find one, is that the American people are now safe from Joe Biden's unsolicited, creepy touching and kisses and hair sniffing. Now Joe stays far away from other people. You usually find him hiding, cowering in his basement bunker like a recluse. Maybe start calling him Howard Hughes Joe. And of course, when he finally does make a rare trip out of the house and the basement bunker, he hides behind his trusty teleprompter at these carefully scripted events. And Biden's access has become so restricted that his campaign even pre-selects reporters that Joe is allowed to call on during the rare occasion that he actually takes a few questions from the press. Look at what happened today. Take a look.
I'll be happy to take some questions now, if that's okay. Let me put my list here. Everybody's sitting. Okay. ABC, Mary. Number 5, I have to call on my hometown paper, the News Journal. Meredith?
Oh, sorry. Biden campaign is obviously terrified of
He's gonna
letting the
lose.
candidate speak for himself or answer tough questions. Wonder how many Red Bulls and cups of coffee he'll have before that debate on the 29th. And by the way, it's all for good reason. At this point, it's so obvious to everyone. Everybody sees it. Everybody asks me about it. Biden is clearly struggling. He is weak. He is frail. He is also clearly, well, trying to be charitable, very confused. Ask yourself this question. Be honest with yourself. It's okay to be honest. Do you really think that Joe Biden could manage, let's say, a busy McDonald's or work the late night shift at a busy restaurant? By the way, hard jobs. I worked in busy restaurants. Guess what? I don't believe that Joe Biden would be up to any one of those jobs. Never mind being the leader of the free world, the hardest job in the world. Even on the
Might be the janitor.
possible, with a lot of breaks, his ability to campaign just keeps getting worse and worse. And we have the videotape. As Warner Wolf would say, let's go to the videotape.
What will your administration do to help them give them that chance? Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Move it up here. You know, there used to be a basic bargain in this country. I carry with me, I don't have it, you gave it to my staff, but I carry with me in my pocket do I have that around anyone? Where's my staff? You guys voted early today? Because I'm going to be in, where am I tomorrow? Harris Biden administration is going to relaunch that effort. You could take care, if you were a quartermaster, you can sure and hell take care of running a department store thing, where and the second floor of the ladies department or whatever, you know what I mean?
I bet you'd find them in the second floor ladies department.
Ladies department, you know what I mean. Ask
The
yourself,
lingerie
is that someone you want?
section.
Do you think strong enough to represent us on the world stage? It's a dangerous world. It's a hard job. Is that someone you want negotiating with other world leaders? How's that going to do against Putin or President Xi or the mullahs in Iran that already took him for $150
Gonna
billion?
walk all over them.
Is that someone you trust with complex issues? Look, we have to be honest. Make no mistake, nobody is excited about Joe Biden.
He's out of his
This
league.
radical socialist base, they're now even saying it. They know they can manipulate him and use him as a mere vessel to carry out their insane agenda. An agenda trumps everything for them, no pun intended. And don't take my word for it, just listen to Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the leader of the squad.
Here we go.
What is most important is to make sure that we ensure a Democratic victory in November and that we continue to push Vice President Biden on issues from marijuana to climate change to foreign policy, and making sure that we continue to fight for a progressive agenda in our future.
What would be the main issue? You think it's climate, where he needs to be more progressive, or is there another one that you think is at the top of the list?
You know, I think overall, we can likely push Vice President Biden in a more progressive direction across policy issues.
No, I don't
Just
agree
wanna
with
push him
Ocasio-Cortez, but she's absolutely telling you the truth. In 48 days, this is what is at stake here. I ask you to ask yourself this question. Do you want a frail, empty shell of a human being getting pushed around by
No way,
self-proclaimed
Jose.
socialists? Or do you want free market capitalism, law, order, safety, security? Would you
No
prefer
way.
a fierce negotiator, a real deal maker who rebuilt America's economy and is now doing it again? This choice has never been more clear. Here with more is the architect himself, Karl Rove. Karl, there's almost a part of me, and I'm going to get killed for saying this. I'm going to get killed. I know I'm going to get killed. I'll take it. That feels sorry for him. There's almost that he's allowing them to do this to him. But there's a small part of me that's beginning to say, all right, guys, everybody sees it.
Well, look, he wants this, and he wants it badly, and so maybe he's gotten into a race he shouldn't get into. But I want to clarify something right here at the beginning, and I'm going to rely on the Hello Kitty board.
Watch out for the Democratic shenanigans.
I was not a quartermaster in the ladies' department, but I was a sales clerk in the men's department at the downtown store of ZCMI in Salt Lake City. So I don't know what a quartermaster is in the ladies' department, but I do know what a sales clerk is in the men's department. I just wanted to clarify that here at the beginning, because I know it's a big question you're facing.
Thank you for that clarifiation. Inquiring.
Nobody knows what Joe Biden's talking
Okay,
about.
good. Let's start where you started. Despacito. First of all, don't ask me about.
He was
popular
playing
culture.
Despacito.
Please don't. But because you had raised the issue, I did a little bit of research. I went to Billboard, and you know how they introduced the song? They said less than innocent lyrics. Now I read the lyrics, and they're pretty colorful. Let's just say this is not.
Maybe Joe Biden's
Dean Martin singing "Baby It's Cold Outside."
trying to tell you something.
Let's just say that's not that. But there is something in here that is clearly referring to Joe Biden and what he does to us. It is, until I provoke your screams, uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. And then it goes bleep, 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 bleep. I mean,
He's interested in the bleep, bleep, bleeps.
And until I provoke your screams. I mean,
Creepy Uncle Joe. At it again.
I don't know what's worse, my Spanish or you reading a lyric. Go ahead.
But look, you know, the real news today, though, is AOC, because she is saying what a lot in the progressive left wing, the fringe of the Democratic Party believe, and they got a lot of evidence to believe it. Look, he won the nomination by being a traditional Democrat, by basically saying, I'm not with those guys over there, and he won the nomination propelled by a lot of support in South Carolina from African-American voters who, you know, are typically more moderate in nature than the average Democrat, particularly if you're a Southern Democrat, a black Democrat. But then he turned around and said, you know what, rather than staying in the middle of the Democratic Party, or maybe even moving to the center of American politics, I'm going to go left. He files the unity commissions with Bernie Sanders, 8 members of panels on a whole range of issues, 5 of them selected by Biden, 3 of them selected
He's in bed with a
Bernie.
radical left all of a sudden.
If you want to read a scary document, read the 130 pages of the Unity Commission and see all the nutty left-wing nostrums that are printed page after page after page.
He's anti-police.
So if I were AOC, sitting
pro
there saying,
riots.
he didn't need to give up the platform to us, and then we rolled him.
He wants
and
the country to
people
burn
time and time in
down.
that process. She was one of the co-chairs.
He'll
of
be
the
asleep at the
Climate
wheel.
Committee. And you look at the lunatics
And let
that
these
Bernie Sanders
crazies
put on
run
there,
the whole
and then see
thing.
what shows up in that document, and it's clear that the Biden people on those committees were told, don't irritate your Sanders compatriots and give as much as you can. And what has happened since then? He has come out in favor, he was against Medicare for all. Now he's for mostly all of Medicare for all. He was the architect and the author of a bankruptcy protection bill when he was in the Senate. His principal critic is Elizabeth Warren, and he now says she was right and I was wrong to have passed that bill. We know what he did in 1994 in the crime bill. He now says that's a big mistake, and I'll go just the opposite. So yeah, they've got him on the run, and so she's sitting there saying, he gets in, we're going to be able to pressure that guy. He's
The Trojan horse.
His judgment is bad.
You just wait what's going to fall out of there.
All day long. That's not